په یو هفته کې په 7 ورځو کې باید so that's 7 days.
What's the speed limit on this road? 60 miles per hour. 30 miles per hour. 40 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour.
What's the speed limit on this road? په دې سړک باندې سپیډ لیمټ څومره دی؟ کوم سړکونو باندې چې کورونه یې محلي ایریا وي نو هلته سپیډ لیمټ چې دی همیشه 30 وي 30 miles per hour. شینواري 40 نه دی 30 دی. ګوره چې کم ځای کې هم د سړک اخوا دواړو سایډونو ته کورونه وي او یا کم سړک چې سټریټ لایټس ولري. ګوره ښه دا د سټریټ لایټس وګوره دا د پل د پاسه سټریټ لایټ دی او بل دغه کورونو سره ښي لاس ته وګوره دغلته هم سټریټ لایټ دی. کم سړک چې سټریټ لایټ ولري او یا کم ځای کې چې کورونه وي هلته سپیډ لیمټ 30 وي.
Which sign means the end of a dual carriageway?
Which sign means the end of a dual carriageway? So this one, road narrows, that's end of a dual carriageway. Two-way traffic crossing your road ahead, and that's road narrows as well. او بل یو سوال راځي what's your speed limit at the end of this hazard, or what would be your speed limit past this hazard? نو د هغې جواب چې دی 60 miles per hour دی. د دې باره کې یو سوال راځي چې د دې ساین نه تیر شوئ نو ستاسو سپیډ لیمټ باید څومره وي؟ نو دا چې دی 60 دی.
You're on a 3-lane motorway. Which lane are you in if there are red reflective studs on your left and white ones to your right? In the middle lane. In the right-hand lane. In the left-hand lane. On the hard shoulder.
You're on a 3-lane motorway. Which lane are you in if there are red reflective studs on your left and white ones to your right? ته په 3-lane motorway باندې چپ طرف ته ستا سره سټډز دي ښي لاس ته سپین. نو تاسو په کم لین کې یاستئ؟ Yep, left hand lane. سره سټډز چې وي لیفټ سایډ ته وي نه نو موږ په لیفټ هینډ لین کې یو. in the left hand lane.
How will a roof rack affect your car? There will be less wind noise. The car will accelerate faster. The engine will use more oil. Fuel consumption will increase.
How will a roof rack affect your car? د موټر د پاسه چې جنګله وي هغه په موټر باندې څه اثر اچوي؟ روف راک چې دی خیال مو کړی خلک موټر د پاسه جنګله کې چې سامان مامان وړي هغه جنګلې ته روف راک وایي. Fuel consumption will increase. Fuel consumption will increase. د موټر مصرف به مو زیات شي او وجه څه ده؟ وجه دا ده چې د موټر د پاسه چې کم جنګلې هغه هوا رانیسي نو هغه چې کم هوا رانیسي هغه په موټر باندې زور راولي د هغې د وجې د موټر مصرف زیاتیږي. Fuel consumption will increase.
You want to turn right from a main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? Select first gear. Cancel your right turn signal. Check for traffic overtaking on your right. Stop and set the parking brake.
You want to turn right from a main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? تاسو غواړئ د مین روډ نه وړوکي سړک ته ښي لاس ته تاو شئ. د دې نه مخکې چې تاسو تاو شئ نو باید څه شی وکړئ؟ چې check for traffic overtaking on your right. باید وګورئ هغه traffic ته کوم چې تاسو نه ښي سایډ ته مخکې کیږي دې نه مخکې چې ښي لاس ته تاو شئ باید وګورئ چې آیا کوم موټر یا موټر سایکل یا سایکل سوار تاسو ښي لاس سایډ نه overtake خو نه کوي. Check for traffic overtaking on your right.
When may you stop on an urban clearway? To ask for directions. To set down and pick up passengers. To load or unload goods. To use a mobile telephone.
When may you stop on an urban clearway? Guys, does anyone know what's the road signs on urban clearway? What would be the markings on the road for urban clearway? په urban clearway کې به په سړک باندې څه نښې وي؟ کم رنګ د لاینونه به وي؟ Does anyone know what road markings would be there on an urban clearway? Anyone? Urban clearway? No. Okay. You see, what does it say? Urban clearway. And yellow. It will be yellow lines, okay? Urban clearway to be yellow lines. No waiting, yeah, no parking. Yeah, so urban clearway will have yellow lines, okay? So when may you stop on an urban clearway? To sit down and pick up passengers. چې کله څوک ښکته کوي یا موټر ته څوک خېجوي نو په هغه صورت کې تاسو کولی شئ هلته ودرېږئ.
Which diagram shows a hazard warning line?
Which diagram shows a hazard warning line? It's very easy. Just remember, hazard warning line will be long white lines with short gap. کم hazard لاینونه چې دي هغه به سپین اوږده لاینونه وي او د لاینونو منځ کې فاصله چې ده هغه به کمه وي. That's the one.
Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicles?
Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicle? So this is two-way traffic straight ahead. This is right-hand lane closed ahead. This is give priority to oncoming traffic. This one you have priority over oncoming traffic. Remember guys, whichever side got bigger arrow, they got right of way. کم طرف ته هم چې غټ غشې وي د هغې هغې ته اول د تلو اجازت وي. او که تاسو پوهیږئ چې په UK کې کله موږ ډرایوینګ کوو نو لیفټ سایډ ته موږ ډرایوینګ کوو. که دلته وګورو نو دا لیفټ سایډ دا زموږ دی او دلته لیفټ سایډ دا زموږ دی. که داسې ساین وي نو دلته باید موږ ودرېږو مخامخ ټرافیک ته موږ باید اجازه ورکړو او که داسې ساین وي نو دلته موږ اول حق لرو چې اول موږ لاړ شو او مخامخ نه چې ټرافیک را روان دی هغې باید موږ ته ودرېږي. So remember guys, whichever side got bigger arrow, they go right of way. So in here we have to stop and give way to oncoming traffic, and in this one we can go first and the oncoming traffic has to stop. So this is the one. You have priority over oncoming traffic.
What's the reason for the hatched area along the center of this road? It separates the two sides of the dual carriageway. It separates traffic flowing in opposite directions. It marks an area to be used by overtaking motorcyclists. It's a temporary marking to warn of the roadworks.
What's the reason for hashed area along the center of this road? دغه سره ایریا چې ده دغه سره ساحه چې ده دا د څه دپاره well done. It separates traffic flowing in opposite direction. دا څه دپاره دا دې دپاره ده چې تر څو دا دواړه طرف ته چې کوم ټرافیک ځي راځي دا سره بیل کړي. separates بیلولو ته وایي چې دا دواړه سره بیل کړي. نو دا ساحه چې ده د دې دپاره ده. دا اوس کم سړک دی؟ دا نارمل سړک دی، سنګل کریجوی ده، ډوال کریجوی ده، که دا کم سړک دی؟ او یا که داسې سوال راشي چې دلته به سپیډ لیمټ څومره وي نو څوک پوهیږي if a question comes what would be a speed limit on this road does anyone know what would be the speed limit on this road this is a single carriageway road and the speed limit will be 60 miles per hour it's a single carriageway road single carriageway nah it would be 60 if it's a single carriageway road it's this is a single carriageway road so it would be 60 so it separates traffic flowing in opposite
How can drivers help the environment? By driving faster. By accelerating gently. By using leaded fuel. By accelerating harshly.
how can drivers help the environment ډرایوران څنګه کولی شي چې چاپیریال ته یا محیط ته ګټه ورسوي yeah how can we help the environment by accelerating gently چې کله په آرام سره موږ اکسلریټر استعمالو هغې سره موږ کولی شو چاپیریال ته ګټه ورسوو
You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? Give a long blast on the horn. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. Accelerate to get closer to the red car. Flash your headlight several times.
You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? تاسو په دې سړک باندې ډرایوینګ کوئ او دغه سور موټر درنه مخکې شي او یو دم ستاسو مخې ته راشي نو باید تاسو څه وکئ So if this car overtakes you and just cuts in front of you, what would you do? You would slow down. So drop back to leave the correct separation distance. تاسو به څه وکئ ورو بشئ او صحیح فاصله به ورسره وساتئ Drop back to leave the correct separation distance.
You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? Use one of the spaces as long as one is kept free. Park in one of these spaces but stay with your vehicle. Wait for a regular parking space to become free. Use one of these spaces.
You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passenger are disabled. What should you do if the only free spaces are marked for disabled drivers? تاسو غواړئ چې خپل موټر چیرته پارک کړئ نه تاسو معذوره یې او نه تاسو سره چې څوک ناست وي پسنجر هغه معذوره دي او تاسو ته نارمل پارکینګ نه ملاویږي یوازې هغه پارکینګ تاسو ته پیدا کیږي کوم چې د معیوبینو دپاره وي نو په هغسې صورت کې باید تاسو څه شی وکړئ So if you can't find a normal parking and the only parking that's available that's for disabled people, what would you do? Obviously you will wait for the normal parking to get free. So what would you do? Wait for a regular parking space to become free. باید normal parking دپاره انتظار وکړئ تر څو خالی سي. Wait for a regular parking space to become free.
You're traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? Accelerate to make a gap behind you. Allow the vehicle to overtake. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. Touch the brakes sharply to show your brake lights.
You're traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlight? تاسو په قانوني سپیډ کې روان یاستئ اوس که د سړک سپیډ 10 وي تاسو په 10 کې روان یې شانه در باندې یو موټر راشي تیز او تاسو ته فلش لایټ درکړي نو په هغسې صورت کې باید تاسو څه شی وکړئ حتما باید ورته اجازه ورکړي چې مخکې سي نه So if anyone approaches you from the back and is giving you flashlights, so what would you do? You should allow them to overtake. That's maintain your speed. That's the wrong answer. So what should you do? Allow the vehicle to overtake. باید هغه موټر ته اجازه ورکړي تر څو مخکې شي
What should you do if there's a bus at a bus stop ahead of you? Watch carefully for the sudden appearance of pedestrians. Pass the bus as quickly as you possibly can. Flash your lights to warn the driver of your presence. Continue at the same speed but sound your horn as a warning.
What should you do if there is a bus at a bus stop ahead of you? تاسو باید څه شی وکړئ چې مخکې بس سټاپ کې بس ولاړ وي. So what should we do? Yeah, watch carefully for the sudden appearance of pedestrians. ځکه چې کله بس ولاړ خو حتما یا د بس نه څوک راښکته کیږي یا بس طرف ته څوک منډه وهي نو هغې ته باید ستاسو خیال وي. Sudden appearance یو دمي راښکارېدو ته sudden appearance وایي.
You're carrying two 13-year-old children and their parents in your car. Who's responsible for seeing that the children wear seat belts? The children's parents. The children. The front seat passenger. You, the driver.
You're carrying two 13-year-old children and their parents in your car. Who is responsible for seeing that the children wear seat belts? تا سره په موټر کې 12 کلن ماشومان ناست دي او د هغې والدین هم دي چې هغې باید سیټ بیلټ وتړي. د دې ذمهواري په چا باندې وي چې د 14 کالو نه د چا عمر کم وي د هغې ذمهواري چې ده په ډریور باندې راځي. If anyone is under 14 years of age, the responsibility of them is over the driver. So that's the driver's responsibility. And if there is something to do with documents, then that's the responsibility of the registered vehicle keeper. د اسنادو ذمهواري د موټر د اسنادو ذمهواري چې ده هغه چې موټر د چا په نوم وي د هغه باندې ده. او که په سړک باندې کم کار وي جریان د سړک په ډرایوینګ په جریان کې کو کم کار وي لکه مثال په موټر کې وزن زیات دی یا په موټر کې ماشوم ناستې سیټ بیلټ نه لري یا ماشوم ناستې چایلډ سیټ نه لري یا د 14 کالو نه ماشوم کم دی او سیټ بیلټ یې نه یې اچولی د هغه ذمهواري چې ده هغه بیا په ډرایور باندې راځي. No, you the driver. Just remember, if it's something to do with documents, that responsibility is of the of the registered vehicle keeper. And if it's something to do ongoing issue on the road, then that responsibility is of the driver.
What's likely to happen if you put too much oil in your engine? The clutch pedal will lock. The oil seals will leak. The air intake will become blocked. The timing belt will slip.
What's likely to happen if you put too much oil in your engine? Obviously, if you put too much oil in your engine, it will leak. که په موټر کې موږ ډېر انجن اویل واچو نو هغې سره به څه وشي حتما لیکینګ کوي که نه. The oil seals will leak. مصطفی جان نه والا شخصی دست نداریم اگر ضرورت دارین کمک میکنیم.
When must you contact the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA? When your vehicle's insurance is due. When you use your vehicle for work. When you change your vehicle. When you get a parking ticket.
When must you contact the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency? This question, and there is another question, which when should you update your vehicle registration certificate? They both got the same meaning and the answers are the same. And the answers are the answer will be vehicle, house, and health. Health, vehicle, and house. And what does that mean? So when you change your house or change your address, when you change your vehicle, buy or sell your vehicle, and number 3, when your health affects your driving. Okay, so remember health, house, and vehicle. ګوره دا سوال دی چې کله باید تاسو DVLA سره رابطه وکړئ او یا بل سوال راځي چې کله باید تاسو خپل لاک بک تجلیل کړئ. کله باید تاسو vehicle registration certificate تجلیل کړئ کوم ته چې انګلیش کې update وایي. When should you update your vehicle registration certificate? Yeah. نو دا سوالونه کو راشي جواب چې دی یا کور یا موټر او یا صحت او دا څه ایکسپلینیشن لري کور تاسو چې کور تبدیل کړئ یا ایډرس مو چینج کړئ په هغه صورت کې دویم کو ستاسو صحت ستاسو په ډرایوینګ باندې اثر اچوي when your health affects your driving او دریم کله چې تاسو خپل موټر خرڅ کړئ واخلئ او یا یې بدل کړئ چا سره په دغه صورت کې در سی صورت باید ما دیویلی را خبر بدیم یک کشکش خانه دوم موتر سیوم صحتتان اول خانه چطور که وقتی که ادرستان تبدیل میکنین در او صورت دوم صحتتان وقتی که صحتتان در سر درایوینگتان اثرانداز میشه یا تاثیر میاره در او صورت و سیوم وقتی که موترتان تبدیل میکنین موترتان میفروشین میخرین و یا تبدیل میکنین در او صورت باید کتی دیویلر کانتکت کنین و اینجا کدامش هست when you change your vehicle وقتی که موترتان تبدیل میکنین.
You're approaching traffic lights and the red light is showing. What signal will show next? Green alone. Amber alone. Red and amber. Green and amber. Green and amber.
You're approaching traffic lights and red light is showing what signal will show next. After red, it's red and amber. And if in the question, if they ask you approaching a pelican crossing and the red light is showing what signal will show next. If this question was about pelican crossing, then what would it be in the answer? دا سوال د پلیکن کراسینگ باره که وینو جواب بیسو اگر می سوال دا باره پلیکن کراسینگ می بود جوابش چی می شد؟ If a question was you're approaching a pelican crossing and the red light is showing what signal will show next, what would be the answer? Not green. After red, it's never green, okay? Remember guys, the su traffic light no rusta color home green narazi kha. His color home green narazi. In pelican crossing, after red, it will change to flashing amber. After red, it will change to flashing amber. The pelican crossing ki the su traffic light no rusta flashing amber razi. Okay?
What does this sign mean? Mini roundabout. Ring road. Keep right. Bus is turning.
What does this sign mean? Yeah, it's a mini roundabout. Mini roundabout.
What does this sign mean? Gated road ahead. Cattle grid ahead. Level crossing with gate or barrier. Level crossing without gate or barrier.
What does this sign mean? You see, this is a gate shape. Data kumungukuru no that the gate shape thing. So this is no it's not gated road ahead. It's level crossing. Level crossing, okay? It's a level crossing, gated level crossing. دا چې دی هغه level crossing دی یا هغه ځای چې کوم ځای کې چې train تیریږي او gate ولري دا هغه دی level crossing with gate or barrier. Level crossing with gate or barrier. Let me just show you guys the picture for the level crossing without gate and barrier. So this is without gate and barrier. دا د هغه level crossing چرته چې gate یا barrier نه وي نو دا د هغې sign دی and there is this one as well. This is also for level crossing without gate or barrier. دا sign او هغه مخکې چې cross وو دا دواړه د هغه level crossing دي کوم کې چې gate یا barrier نه وي. So this is the sign for level crossing without gate or barrier and this one is also sign for level crossing without gate or barrier. Guys, could you please everyone just share the live with your friends? Could you please everyone share the live? And if any one of you did not follow me, please do follow, guys. And Okay. And guys, could we please get to 50k by the end of the test? Could we get 50k likes by the end of the test? I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so that's level crossing with gate of
What will reduce fuel consumption? Driving more slowly. Late and heavy braking. Accelerating rapidly. Staying in lower gears.
What will reduce fuel consumption? سشي بس تاسو د موټر مصرف کم کی البته د پټرولو یا د ډیزلو. Staying in lower gear does not mean you're driving slowly. ګوره په وړوکي ګیر کې ډرایوینګ دا معنی نه لري چې تاسو ورو روان یاستئ ښه. Staying in lower gears does not mean you're driving slowly. A lot of people make this mistake. Okay, so that's a wrong answer. په وړوکي ګیر کې ډرایوینګ دا معنی نه لري چې تاسو ورو روان یاستئ او یا بس تاسو د موټر مصرف کم وي. د دې د وجې دا غلط جواب دی. So the right answer would be driving more slowly. Driving more slowly is the right answer. So when you're driving more slowly, you will use less fuel. But if you're staying in lower gear, this does not mean that you're driving slowly, okay? This does not mean you're driving slowly. So when you're driving more slowly, that will reduce your fuel consumption. کلسی پارام driving کوي هغه سره بس تاسو د موټر مصرف کم شي.
You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Move closer to the car ahead, so the driver behind has no room to overtake. Wave the driver behind to overtake when it's safe. Accelerate to get away from the driver behind.
You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? تاسو د سړک د سپیډ مطابق روان یاستئ او شانه در باندې موټر راغو کوشش کوي چې تاسو نه مخکې شي نو باید څه شی وکړئ. So what should you do? ویو چې دی په لاس باندې اشاره کولو ته ویو وی. کتی دست اشاره کردن ویو میگه. هیچ وقت باید این کار نکنیم. این همیشه غلط جواب می باشه. باید کتی دست اشاره نکنیم. په لاس باندې باید کله هم موږ اشاره چاته ونکو. باید موږ څه شی وکړو. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. باید هغه ډرایور ته اجازه ورکو تر څو مخکې شي. اسماعیل خان ګوره دا ویو چې دی دا په لاس باندې اشاره کولو ته ویو وی. نو کله به هم تاسو نه پیدل چې څوک روان هغه ته به په لاس اشاره کوئ چې سړک نه واوړي او نه به کوم ډرایور ته په لاس اشاره کوئ چې درنه مخکې سي.
For how long is a statutory off-road notification (SON) valid? Until the vehicle is used on the road. Until the vehicle is insured and MOTD. Until the vehicle is repaired or modified. Until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped.
For how long is statutory off-road notifications on valid? SON تر کومه پورې کار کوي. SON اول باید موږ په دې پوه شو چې SON څه ته وایي. ګوره ښه اوس مثال تاسو چرته هالیډې ته ځئ او نه غواړئ خپل موټر وچلوئ لکه صحیح 6 میاشتو دپاره نه غواړئ خپل موټر وچلوئ نو که تاسو موټر نه هم چلوئ بیا هم باید تاسو روډ ټکس ورکړئ. که روډ ټکس ورنه کړئ جرمانه در پسې راځي او زما په خیال 1000 پاونډه پورې جرمانه رسیږي. نو د هغې جرمانې نه د ځان خلاصولو دپاره تاسو باید SON سرټیفیکیټ جوړ کړئ هغې دپاره. او SON څنګه جوړولی سئ چې تاسو DVLA ته خبر ورکړئ چې زه نور نه غواړم خپل موټر وچلوم نو هغې به تاسو ته SON سرټیفیکیټ راولیږي. او که تاسو کوم روډ ټکس ورکړی هم وي DVLA به تاسو ته د هغې پیسې هم واپس درکړي. که اوس تاسو 4.5 میاشتې روډ ټکس ورکړی وي نو هغه به تاسو ته د مکملو میاشتو روډ ټکس واپس کړي. که اوس 4.5 میاشتو مو ورکړی نو هغه به تاسو ته د 4 میاشتو روډ ټکس هم واپس کړي او مخکې تاسو ته ضرورت نه وي چې تاسو روډ ټیکس وکړي او دا سون سرټیفیکیټ بیا تر کومه پورې کار کوي تر څو چې مو موټر خرڅ کړی نه وي یا هم دوباره ټیکس کړی نه وي او یا مو کباړ کړی نه وي همین اول باید بفهمیم سون سرتیفیکت چرا میگه وقتی که شما نمیخواین موترتان درایو کنین باید برایشان سون سرتیفیکت جور کنین تا که رو تکس ندین وقتی که سون سرتیفیکت جور کردین پس از او ضرورت نیست که رو تکس باید برای موترتان جور کنین و تا چی وقت همی سون سرتیفیکت کار میده تا که موترتان نفروشین یا دوباره تکس نکنین و یا سکراب که از کبار میگه نمیفهمیم دری چی میگه که کبارش نکنین until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. For how long stage 3 off-road notification zone is valid? Until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. Florence, so what's SON certificate? First we have to understand what's SON. SON is so for example, if you don't want to drive your vehicle, say for example for 5 months, you're going away for a few months and you don't want to drive your vehicle, you will have to still pay the road tax. So if you got a vehicle under your name, you have to pay the road tax. And so not to pay the road tax, you have to do SON certificate. You should let the DVLA know that you no more want to drive your vehicle on the road, and they will send you a SON certificate. And if you paid any road tax, they will pay you the road tax back as well. So for example, if you got four months road tax, or you already paid 4 months road tax, they will send you your money as well, and plus you don't need to do any road tax for your vehicle after you get the SON certificate. And for how long does that SON certificate works? For how long it's valid? It's valid until you tax your vehicle again, sell it or scrap it. So until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. And when do we have to do SON certificate? When we don't want to drive the vehicle on the road. And for how long it's valid? Until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. دو شیان باید تاسو د SON certificate په باره کې یاد ولرئ. یو دا ده چې کله باید موږ SON certificate وکړو موټر ته، کله چې موږ نه غواړو موټر په سړک وچلو. او بل سوال دا راځي چې تر کومه پورې SON certificate کار کوي؟ تر هغې پورې کار کوي تر څو پورې چې موږ موټر ټیکس نه کوو، خرڅ یې نه کوو او یا یې کباړ نه کوو.
What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Signal right when you're approaching the roundabout. Don't signal at any time. Signal left when you're approaching the roundabout. Signal left before leaving the roundabout.
Oh, this is one of the most common questions that comes in the test. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at the roundabout? تاسو چې کله roundabout کې مخامخ ځئ نو باید کله signal ورکړئ یا کم signal ورکړئ. So when should you signal when you're going straight ahead on the roundabout? At the roundabout, you should signal left before leaving the roundabout. Signal left before leaving the roundabout. کله چې تاسو د roundabout نه وځئ نو هلته باید signal ورکړئ. Okay. So if you're going straight ahead at the roundabout, when should you signal? When you're leaving the roundabout. So you should start signaling from here. Okay. کله چې تاسو مخامخ په roundabout کې ځئ کله باید signal ولګوئ یا indicator ولګوئ؟ کله چې د roundabout نه وځئ. Signal left before leaving the roundabout. roundabout نه چې کله بیرون وځئ هلته باید تاسو indicator ولګوئ. And there is another answer for the same question, which is this one. How should you signal if you're going straight ahead at the roundabout? Signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you are going to take. ګوره دغه same سوال دی. یو جواب خدا دی signal left before leaving the roundabout او بل جواب دی signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you are going to take. So So signal left before leaving the roundabout.
What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on a motorway? Switch on your hazard warning lights. Stop in your lane. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area. Change the wheel as quickly as possible. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. Drive slowly to the next service area to get assistance.
What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on a motorway? په موټروي باندې مو موټر پنچر سي باید څه شی وکړي؟ Yeah, so what should we do? We should pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. باید په hard shoulder یا emergency area کې ودرېږو او د کومک دپاره زنګ ووهو. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance.
What should you do if you are being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Accelerate hard to get away from it. Maintain your speed and course.
What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? تاسو پسې شاته امبولانس را رواني او لایټونه لګولي نو باید تاسو شو باید اجازه ورکو تر څو مخکې سي نه pull over as soon it's safe to do so چې کله خوندي وي کم خطر نه وي نو باید سړک سایډ ته ودرېږو.
How should you signal if you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Signal right on the approach to the roundabout and keep the signal on. Signal right on the approach and then left to leave the roundabout. Signal left after you leave the roundabout and enter the new road. Signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you're going to take.
Yeah, I just explained this question earlier. So the answer is signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you are going to take.
You're turning right at a crossroads. An oncoming driver is also turning right. What's the advantage of turning behind the oncoming vehicle? You'll have more time to turn. You'll use less fuel because you can stay in a higher gear. You'll be able to turn without stopping. You'll have a clearer view of any approaching traffic.
You're turning right at crossroads and oncoming driver is also turning right. What's the advantage of turning behind the oncoming vehicle? تاسو غواړئ په کراس روډ کې ښي لاس ته تاو شئ مخامخ نه چې کوم موټر را روان دی هغه هم غواړي ښي لاس ته تاو شي تاسو ولې باید هغې ته اجازه ورکړئ تر څو هغه اول تاو شي بیا وروسته تاسو تاو شئ. The answer is you will have a clearer view of any approaching traffic, but do you understand what does it really mean? ګوره دا جواب دی خو یا پوهیږئ چې دا ولې دا جواب دی. So that's the answer, but do you really know why that's the answer? I don't think so. Okay, so if you're turning right and the oncoming vehicle is also turning right, why you should allow it to turn first? Why? Because if there is any approaching traffic you won't be able to see it. So if there is anything behind this vehicle you will not be able to see. So that's why you should allow it to turn first. So allow the vehicle to turn and then after that you can turn. Okay, so allow it to turn first. ګوره چې مخامخ نه که موټر را روان یې هغه غواړي ښي لاس ته تاو شي او تاسو هم غواړئ چې ښي لاس ته تاو شي. ولې باید اجازه ورکړو تر څو هغه اول تاو شي؟ ځکه باید هغه ته اجازه ورکړو تر څو که د دې موټر شاته کم ټرافیک وي سایکل موټر سایکل کو هر څه وي نو موږ ته به ښکاره سي. اکوز د دې نه موږ دغسې تاو شو نو که دلته اوس موټر سایکلي موږ اکسیډنټ سره مخامخ کیږو نه. So why should we allow it? So if there is any approaching traffic we will not be able to see it. So once we allow them to turn then we will be able to see it. Is that clear? پوه شئ په دې باندې. So if you are turning right at crossroads and oncoming driver is also turning right, what's the advantage of turning behind the oncoming vehicle? You will have clearer view of any approaching traffic. No, پوی نسوی. Yeah, boys. Okay, good.
Why is the caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? Because the other cars are passing too close to it. Because of side winds. Because it's in the wrong lane. Because there are traffic cones on the road.
Why is the caravan unstable and swinging from side to side? د کاروان توازن ولی خراب دی او دا شای اخوا دی خوازی رازی؟ Why؟ د څه د وجې که موږ د سړک غاړې ته د ونو ته وګورو نو ګورې شمال لګیږي نو د هغې د وجې دا ونې خوري او بل دا دی که دغلته دلته په دې ځای کې د ساید وینډ ساین هم شته دی. So how would we know why this is swinging from side to side? If you look at the trees, see the trees are moving, so it's windy day, and also there is a sign for side wind. Daga the side wind sign دی نه چې تیر سو دغه دواړو نه موږ ته پته لګیږي چې because of side winds.
Where would parking your vehicle cause an obstruction? In front of a property entrance. In a marked parking space. On your driveway. Alongside a parking meter.
Where would parking a vehicle cause an obstruction? کوم ځای کې چې موږ موټر ودروو د خلکو مخه نیسي یا چاته خنډ جوړوي. په کوم ځای کې چې موږ موټر ودروو د خلکو مخه نیسي یا خلکو ته خنډ جوړیږي. In front of a property entrance د چا کور مخې ته چې ودروو نو د خلکو مخه بندیږي. In front of property entrance. And there is another question. Just take a screenshot of this as well. This one. This is also one of the most common questions that comes in the test. Where would parking be likely to cause an obstruction? And the answer is where the curb has been lowered for wheelchairs. That's the screenshot wali say that's all day razi per test ki. And the answer is where the curb has been lowered for wheelchairs. Okay, so
how can you identify traffic signs that give orders? They are triangular with a blue border. They are rectangular with a yellow border. They are circular with a red border. They are square with a brown border.
How can you identify traffic signs that give orders? تاسو د orders sign څنګه پیژنئ؟ They are circular with red border. Order sign, circular with red border. Let me just show you a picture so you guys know. Order sign. This is order sign. The امر چې کوم ساينونه دي یا حکم چې کوم ساينونه کوي هغه ټول گردوی او سری round circle وی.
How will your journey be affected by traveling outside the busy times of day? Your journey will have fewer delays. Your journey will use more fuel. Your journey will be more hazardous. Your journey will take longer.
How will your journey be affected by traveling outside the busy times of the day? کله چې تاسو د بیزی وختونو نه بیرون سفر وکړئ نو تاسو په سفر باندې به څه اثر پریوزي چې کوم وخت سړکونو باندې ټرافیک ډیر نه وي هغه ټیم چې تاسو سفر وکړئ نو تاسو په سفر به څه اثر پریوزي. اکثر خلک دې کې غلطیږي دی سوچ کوي که دی سوال کړی دی بیزی ټایم کې کو سفر وکړئ. busy time کې نه وي دا وي outside the busy times of the day. کله چې تاسو د بیزی وخت نه بیرون مطلب دا دی چې کله quiet وي traffic ډیر نه وي خو هغه ټایم موږ سفر وکړو نو څه شی کیږي your journey will have fewer delays. Your journey will have fewer delays.
What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? The tires are worn. The tires are underinflated. The shock absorbers are worn. The vehicle is on soft ground.
What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? کوشش کوئ په سوال باندې مکمل پوه شئ ترڅو جواب کې درته اساني وي. ګوره سوال داسې دی که تاسو دغه زیګ باندې داسې لاندې فشار ورکئ او دا بانټ پازي راځي نو د دې څه مطلب شو. So if you press down in here and the bonnet keep bouncing, what does that mean? What would that mean? ګوره که دغسې موږ دغه زی باندې لاندې زور ورکو او دا بانټ پازي راځي نو د دې څه معنا ده؟ د دې دا معنا ده چې دغه سپرینګ چې دی دا خراب شوی دی. So if it keeps bouncing back, what does that mean? It means, see, these springs are damaged or they are worn out and these are called shock absorbers. دغه چې دی دې ته shock absorber وي. د دې څه معنا شوه چې دا shock absorber خراب شوی دی. سوالی بود که وقتی ما همی در سر بانت همیجا فشار بدیم و همی بانت بالا و پایین همینطور میآید این چی معنا داره؟ یا از خاطری چی میشه؟ از خاطری این میشه که اینجا پایین سپرینگا می باشه همین تصویری دوباره برایتون نشان بدیم. همیجا ببینیم در سر همی فشار میانی وقتی که همی خراب باشه همی سپرینگا خراب باشه از خاطری همو بانت بالا و پایین میره. این را در انگلیسی شاک ابزوربرز میگن که شاک ابزوربر خراب شده که در انگلیسی میشه the shock absorbers are worn که شاک ابزورایش خراب شده. ولی دستی کیگی د دې د وجه چې شاک ابزوری خراب شوی دی.
At an incident, a casualty is unconscious but breathing. When should you move them? When an ambulance is on its way. When bystanders tell you to move them. When there's a risk of further danger. When bystanders offer to help you.
At an incident, a casualty is unconscious but breathing. When should you move them? حادثه شوی ده کس زخمی ده او بیهوش ده. Unconscious بیهوش but breathing خو ساخلی تنفس کوي شي. When should you move them? کله باید تاسو د یو ځای نه هغه بل ځای ته یوسئ. So if there's someone injured and is unconscious but breathing, when can we move them? When there is a risk of further danger. When there is a risk of further danger, and I'll give you an example. If a person is sitting in the car while he's injured and the car catches fire, what will you do? Will you leave him inside the car? No, we will take him out so he does not get burned inside the car. ګوره سوال دا دی چې حادثه شوې ده یو کس زخمی دی بیهوشه دی خو ساخلی کله باید هغه موږ د یو ځای نه بل ځای ته ګوره نورمالي خو داسې ده چې باید چې څوک زخمی شوی وي باید لاس ور نه وړو. ولې لاس ور نه وړو؟ ځکه چې زخمونه بتر نسی. نو په کم صورت کې موږ کولی شو چې د یو ځای نه بل خوا کو یا لاس ورلو چې یو ځای نه اوچت کو بل خوا کو کله چې هغې ته نور خطر جوړیږي. لکه مثال اوس کس زخمی شوی دی بیهوشه دی خو ساخلی په موټر کې ناسته او موټر یې اور اخیستی وي. که موږ هغه کس په موټر کې پرېږدو نو هغه هم ورسره اور اخلي. نو دغلته چې دی دې ته نور هم خطر مواجه کیږي. د دې د وجې موږ کولی سو چې دغه صورت کې موږ دا را دې خوا کو. نو when there is a risk of further danger که هغې ته مخکې نور هم څه خطر پیښیږي نو په هغسې صورت کې باید موږ هغه د یو ځای نه بل ځای ته کو. So when there is a risk of further danger, and I'll give you an example.
Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? To allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Because you can continue on the hard shoulder. To allow you direct access to the overtaking lanes. Because there's space available to turn round if you need to.
Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? کله چې موږ موټروی ته نوځو ولې باید د سلیپ روډ صحیح استعمال وکړو؟ صحیح استعمال د څه د وجې؟ تر څو په اسانۍ سره د موټروی چپ طرف ته لین ته په اسانۍ سره ننوځو to allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left hand lane تر څو په اسانۍ سره د موټروي left hand lane ته ننوځو.
What should you do as you approach this bridge? Move to the right. Keep to 30 miles per hour. Slow down. Change gear.
What should you do as you approach this bridge? دغه پل ته چې نږدې شو باید څه شی وکړو؟ Slow down. باید آهسته شو. And there is another answer for the same question, which is consider using your horn. Consider using your horn. د دې بل جواب چې دی consider using your horn دی ښه یو خدا چې slow down او بل تیار اوسېږي تر څو رن استعمال کړي consider using your horn.
What does this sign mean? Two-way traffic over a bridge. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Two-way traffic straight ahead. Two-way traffic crosses a two-way road.
What does this sign mean? What does this sign mean? Okay. No, a lot of you think it's C. That's a wrong answer. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. It's very easy to remember. Let me just explain this. ګوره په انګلیش کې چې دی crossing څه ته وایو مونږه کله چې یو کس یا یو شی د ښي لاس نه چپ طرف ته ځي یا د چپ طرف نه ښي طرف ته ځي هغې ته مونږ crossing وایو که څوک د سړک نه یو طرف نه بل طرف ته اوړي نو مونږ وایو he is crossing the road دا کس چې دی سړک نه بل طرف ته اوړي که دې غشو ته مونږ وګورو دا هم crossing دي ولې ځکه دا ښي لاس نه چپ طرف ته دی او دا بل غش یې که وګورو چپ لاس نه ښي طرف ته دی نو دا چې دی crossing shape دی ځکه دا crossing from right to left and left to right نو دا په کوم ځای کې وي کله چې موږ په ون وی سټریټ کې روان یو او په د ون وی سټریټ اخر کې دوه طرفه سړک راځي هغلته دغه ساین وي so that's two-way traffic crossing your route ahead کله چې په ون وی روډ کې موږ روان یو مخکې دوه طرفه traffic راځي هلته چې دی دغه ساین وي So that's two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Crosses. You see, two-way traffic straight ahead, that's a different sign. So if these were up and down, then the answer would have been two-way traffic straight ahead. Koda gashi lande bande we, the crossing shape ke na we, no biya ba jawab che de, da dream number we. Ko chunke da cross shape ki di, da waji da jawab che de, two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Thank you.
How can you avoid wasting fuel? By driving at higher speeds where possible. By keeping an empty roof rack on your vehicle. By having your vehicle serviced regularly. By revving the engine in the lower gears.
How can you avoid wasting fuel? تاسو څنګه کولی شئ چې پټرول یا ډیزل فضول مصرف نه کړئ Oh, thank you. By now. Florence, that's a wrong answer. Even if you keep the roof rack empty, you will still use fuel, okay? So the answer is by having your vehicle serviced regularly. So if you service your vehicle regularly, your vehicle will not waste fuel. By having your vehicle serviced regularly. You see, Florence, you know this one, by keeping an empty roof rack on your vehicle, even if you keep it empty, because of the wind resistance, your vehicle will still use more fuel. Whether that's empty or not empty, it does not matter. It will still use fuel, okay? So that's why that's a wrong answer. So by having your vehicle serviced regularly. No, it's not about weight. It's about wind resistance, okay? It's nothing to do with weight. It's about, let me just show you a picture. It's because of this. It's because of the wind resistance. So when you're driving and when you got a roof rack, what will happen? The wind will push your vehicle, and that's why it will put pressure on your vehicle, and it will use more fuel, whether you have, if it's you have anything on it or not. Yes, aerodynamics, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so by having your vehicle
What's the
serviced
purpose of
regularly,
triangular-shaped signs? To give information. To give orders. To give directions. To give warnings.
yeah, so that's gives warning.
What's the most important reason for having a properly adjusted head restraint? To help you avoid neck injury. To help you maintain your driving position. To make you more comfortable. To help you relax.
What's the most important reason for having a properly adjusted head restraint? So if you do not have a properly adjusted head restraint, what will happen? You see, neck injury. دغه head restraint وي دغه نه دغه head restraint په صحیح طریقې سره مو head restraint نه لګولې نو څه کیږي؟ مری مو زخمی کیږي نه. To help you avoid neck injury, ترڅو مری مو د خوږېدو نه یا اوګار کېدو نه وساتي. To help you avoid neck injury.
How much more fuel will you use by driving at 70 miles per hour, compared with driving at 50 miles per hour? About 5%. About 75%. About 100%. About 15%.
که د 50 په ځای موږ په 80 مایل پر اور کې ډرایوینګ وکړو نو د موټر مصرف به مو څومره زیات شي؟ About 15%. About 15%. If you look there, it's 20 miles per hour difference. شل مایل per hour difference دی نو د موټر مصرف به مو څنګه زیات شي؟ About 15%. See, the difference is only 20 miles per hour. So thank you, Anjali.
You're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when, at the last moment, you realize you're in the wrong lane? Stop until the area has cleared. Continue in that lane. Force your way into the lane you need. Use arm signals to help you change lane.
You're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when at the last moment you realize you're in the wrong lane? تاسو رانداباوټ ته نږدې شوئ او پوه شوئ چې په غلط لین کې روان یاستئ نو باید څه شی وکړئ؟ So if you get closer to the roundabout and you realize you're in the wrong lane, what would you do? So for example, this is your car, this black one is your car, and you wanted to be in this left-hand lane. What would you do if you realize you're in the wrong lane? You will have to continue in that lane. Why? If not, you will put everyone in danger. ګوره که دا ستاسو موټر وي او تاسو غوښتل چې دغه ته لاړ سئ جورج سیټي ته او تاسو اوس پوه شوئ چې غلط لین کې یاستئ نو باید څه شی وکړئ؟ دلته کو لین چینجوئ تاسو خپل ځان هم خطر کې اچوئ نور هم خطر کې اچوئ نو باید تاسو مخکې لاړ سئ په همدې لین کې. Yes, you continue in that lane. You can't change lane at the last minute. So what do? Continue in that
You wish to
lane.
tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum NOS weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? In your vehicle registration certificate. In your license documents. In the vehicle handbook. In the highway code.
You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? تاسو موټر پسې شاته ټریلر تړئ. تاسو ته به څنګه پته لګي چې ستاسو موټر څومره وزن وړلی شي؟ دا د موټر په هینډ بک کې وي. It's in the vehicle handbook. You will find the information in the vehicle handbook.
What can result when you travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? Reduction in control. Improvement in control. Increased fuel consumption. Easier steering.
What can result when travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? کله چې موټر په نیوټرل کې بوزو یا چې موټر کله په گیر کې نه وي نو هغې سره څه شی کیږي په موټر باندې مو کنټرول کمیږي so when your vehicle is in neutral there is no engine braking کله مو چې موټر په نیوټرل کې وي نو تاسو نشئ کولی چې په انجن باندې موټر کنټرول کړئ کله چې موټر په گیر کې وي نو په هغه صورت کې تاسو کولی شئ چې موټر مو په engine باندې کنټرول کړئ نو so the answer would be reduction in control no وقتی که موتر در نیوترال می باشه یا در گیر نباشه کنترلتون در سر موتر کم میشه چون که نمیتونین کتی انجن بریک خلاص میشه کتی انجن موترتون کنترل کرده نمیتونین وقتی که موتر در گیر باشه هر وقتی که از گیر بالا پایین میرین سرعت موترتون کم میشه وقتی که از در نیوترال باشه یا در گیر نباشه موتر شما نمیتونین که کتی گیر موترتون کنترل کنین چون که در گیر موتر در گیر نمی باشه وقتی که در گیر نمی باشه او را نیوترال میگه
The driver towing the caravan wants to turn right onto the dual carriageway. What should they do? Turn left and find a suitable place to turn around. Wait until the road is clear in both directions before turning. Move out when an approaching driver flashes their headlights. Move partly into the central reservation and wait until it's safe to turn.
The driver towing the car wants to turn right onto dual carriageway. What should they do? You see, it's a long vehicle. See the caravan, it's a long vehicle and it does not fit in the central reservation. So he has to wait until there is no traffic in both direction. Kora da caravan ta kumung uguru gat motor da. See the caravan does not fit in here. And if he wants to turn right, what he has to do, he has to wait until there is no traffic in both side of the road. Kora da caravan ko غواړي ښي لاس ته تاو شي نو دا کاروان دغلته نه ځایږي نو د هغې د وجې باید دا کاروان تر هغې پورې دغلته منتظره اوسیږي تر څو دواړه سایډونه د دواړه طرفونه د سړک خالي سي تر څو تاو شي so he has to wait until there is no traffic in both directions before turning. So wait until the road is
You're
clear.
driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? Turn into a side road on the right and reverse into the main road. Turn around in a side road. Make a 3-point turn in the main road. Make a U-turn in the main road.
You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? سړک ډیر بیزی دی ډیر موټرې دي تاسو په غلط طرف روان یاستئ او غواړئ چې د بل سایډ ته لاړ شئ یو طرف ته روان یاست خو تاسو پوه شئ چې غلط طرف ته روان یئ نو باید په هغسې صورت کې تاسو څه شی وکړئ So if you're going in the wrong direction, what should you do? And if the road is busy, what would you do? You turn around in the side road. Turn around in the side.
Where will you see these red and white markers? Approaching a concealed level crossing. Approaching the end of a motorway. Approaching a concealed speed limit sign. Approaching the end of a dual carriageway.
So where would you see these red and white markers? Approaching concealed level crossing. Concealed means hidden. So approaching concealed level crossing. So if it's red and white, that's for level crossing. If it's green, this is for dual carriageway or primary routes. And if it's blue are for, these are for motorway. Motorway blue, dual carriageways or primary routes, that's green, and level crossing red and white. approaching a level
On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there's no traffic ahead? Right. Center. Either the right or center. Left.
Just give me a second, Wakil. On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there is no traffic ahead? Always left. Always use the left hand lane unless you're overtaking. हमेशा बायद मंग left hand lane इस्तेमाल को overtake नहीं करो. So we should always use the left hand lane. And there is a question comes, who can use the left hand lane of a motorway? So kavaleshi the motorway left hand lane इस्तेमाल की. All vehicles. A question comes, who can use the left hand lane of a motorway? And the answer is all vehicles or any
What
vehicle.
restrictions apply if you're towing a trailer on a 3-lane motorway? You must not exceed 50 miles per hour. You must have a stabilizer fitted. You must not overtake. You must not use the right-hand lane.
What restrictions apply if you're towing a trailer on a 3-lane motorway? On a 3-lane motorway, we should not use the right-hand lane. Why? Because when we're towing a trailer, we are not allowed to exceed. No, you can, okay? You can travel in 60 miles, okay? You must not exceed 60 miles per hour, then that would have been the right answer. But here it says 50. When you're towing a trailer, you can drive up to 60 miles, okay? So this is a wrong answer because it says 50. Okay, you can travel in 60, but you cannot use the right-hand lane. Why? Because the right-hand lane is an overtaking lane, and when you're towing a trailer, you're not allowed to travel more than 60 miles per hour. Gora sik kala tasu 3-lane motorway bandi aste ya motor pase mushada trailer tadali bi tasu khilas lane nashi istimala wajah sada wajah dada che kala mung motor pase trailer tadali bi no mung da shpeto na ziyad ijaza na laru se drive ko khilas lane che de overtaking lane de